Follow and listen along to the Odyssey by Homer, Part 1, Book 3, The Visit to Nestor. At sunrise, Telemachus' ship arrives at Pylos, the land of King Nestor. Homer's listeners must have felt their interest quickening at the appearance of this familiar hero of the Trojan War days. We feel the same pleasure today when a favorite character from one book or movie suddenly turns up in another. Surrounded by his faithful sons and subjects and dutifully offering prayers to the gods, Nestor stands in perfect contrast to Odysseus's family and their chaotic situation in Ithaca. Telemachus and Athena arrive during a religious ritual in honor of the sea god Poseidon, the blue-maned god who makes the islands tremble. On the shore, black bulls were being offered by the people to the blue-maned god who makes the islands tremble. 9 congregations, each 500 strong, led out 9 bulls apiece to sacrifice, taking the tripes to eat, while on their altars, thigh bones and fat lay burning for the god. Here they put in, furled sail, and beached the ship, but Telemachus hung back in disembarking, so that Athena turned and said, "Not the least shyness now, Telemachus. You came across the open sea for this, to find out where the great earth hides your father and what the doom was that he came upon. Go to old Nestor, master charioteer, so we may broach the storehouse of his mind. Ask him with courtesy, and in his wisdom he will tell you history and no lies." But clear-headed Telemachus replied, "Mentor, how can I do it? How approach him? I have no practice in elaborate speeches, and for a young man to interrogate an old man seems disrespectful." But the gray-eyed goddess said, "Reason and heart will give you words, Telemachus, and a spirit will counsel others. I should say the gods were never indifferent to your life." She went on quickly, and he followed her to where the men of Pylos had their altars. Nestor appeared, enthroned among his sons, while friends around them skewered the red beef or held it scorching. When they saw the strangers, a hail went up, and all the crowd came forward, calling out invitations to the feast. Meanwhile, the spits were taken off the fire, portions of crisp meat for all. They feasted, and when they had eaten and drunk their fill, at last they heard from Nestor, prince of charioteers. "Now is the time," he said, "for a few questions, now that our young guests have enjoyed their dinner. Who are you, strangers?" Telemachus says he is Odysseus' son, and he asks for news of his lost father. Nestor is full of praise for the lost soldier, and he quickly recognizes the heroic qualities of the son. Notice how Nestor prepares us for the later entrance of the absent hero himself. "Your father? Well, I must say, I marvel at the sight of you. Your manner of speech couldn't be more like his. One would say no boy could speak so well. And all that time at Ilion, he and I were never at odds in council or assembly, saw things the same way, had one mind between us in all the good advice we gave the Argives. Who knows, your father might come home some day alone or backed by troops and have it out with them. If gray-eyed Athena loved you the way she did Odysseus in the old days, in Troy country where we all went through so much, never have I seen the gods help any man as openly as Athena did your father. Well, as I say, if she cared for you that way, there would be those to quit this marriage game." But prudently, Telemachus replied, "I can't think what you say will ever happen, sir. It is a dazzling hope, but not for me. It could not be, even if the gods willed it." At this, gray-eyed Athena broke in, saying, "What strange talk you permit yourself, Telemachus. A god could save the man simply by wishing it, from the farthest shore in the world."